Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and I am actually making up for a video that I totally forgot to make about a article that came out on June 10th, and some people were talking about it, but never really gained traction on the whole Magic the Gathering, social media sphere. I don't know if, typical moderator censorship was behind this, but you're going to want to hear about this. This is pretty controversial. I land somewhere in the middle, as I usually do on this. It's concerning, but I'm not going to sit there and jump to conclusions like other YouTubers that like to say, oh, it's an agenda, they're getting rid of paper Magic, they're going digital, I have this weak little evidence, so that's the conclusion, I assure you this is true. And then, Mark has to come out and, for 2 minutes say they're not doing that. Unlike that, this is legitimately concerning and has actual proof because, read the words they're saying. It's not even proof. It's just here's what they're saying they're going to do. So the title of this article is The Reimagined New Player Experience from Start to Finish. And if you know Wizards as well as I do, you know that you should be concerned when you hear something like that. So the majority of people learn to play with a weak deck that just is some basic thing. You learn the game basics and you got a bunch of vanilla creatures with, some boring keywords sprinkled in and whatever. In other words, the welcome decks. And those are supposed to be free to people who are interested in the game or very, very, very cheap. It depends on the store. So naturally they're getting rid of those. And this is June 10th. This could have been COVID related, could not. I got the impression it was not because they've been trying to do stuff like this forever. So let's jump into it. Magic's depth is its strongest feature. Yeah, right now there is no depth. It's tier 1 and everything else gets crushed. They won't do anything about it, and control is ruining anybody's attempt at fun. So zero depth, zero deck building creativity allowed right now. So you can tell this was written June 10th, which even then. Anyway, it's that depth that lets Magic scale so beautifully for players of all experience levels. Once again, completely not true, and gives every kind of player something different to latch onto. Yeah, games that go on for 30 minutes with 100 permanents in play, yeah, that's real friendly to the new people of all experience levels. A lot of depth. Anyways, some players like socializing with their friends over a fun multiplayer game, others are drawn to competition, still others love to collect the beautiful art, more interested in filling their binders than filling their decks. That's the end of that paragraph. They never mention people who enjoy deck building more than they enjoy actually playing the game because it's a deck building game. I guess they're so far into play tier 1 or die that they just forgot this is a deck building game and that some people like building decks, like a third of the players last I checked. So there's no wrong way to engage with Magic. That's funny because the head of the judge program would say something different. I've got more examples of you banning, blocking, or silencing, muting, or blacklisting people that would suggest there are wrong ways to engage with Magic. But that's not the point of this video. Let me just remind you, though, I want to signal boost this very insightful, amazing statement made by Riki, the head of the judge program. If you're a white male, they don't want more of you in the judge program. There's too many of you already, and you're not welcome there. Just in case you missed when he said that, I just wanted to remind you that he said that, and also somehow still has his job last I heard. And yes, I was paraphrasing, but go find his statement. If anything, I'm making it more polite. What a racist piece of shit he and half of Wizards of the Coast are. Anyway, there's no wrong way to engage with Magic, and we want the new player experience to demonstrate all the different ways to do so. You can see already where they're going with this, right? I mean, I kind of gave it away in the beginning. That's why we're discontinuing welcome decks and revamping the new player experience in stores with new specialized tools, each designed to showcase the different parts of Magic, help players find their ideal experience, which is not standard, and keep them coming back, which, good luck. Good luck. Before rotation, good freaking luck. We understand it's a strange time to think about bringing new players into your community. No, not if you're a business. You don't just give up. You just work around it. Duh. This new player experience was conceived in a pre-pandemic world. I kind of got that from this. I suspected that. And we know it could be sometime before you're able to use your kit as intended. So they just revamped the kit. It's not just a big old brick of welcome decks. But wait till you hear what they did put in it. I bet you could guess. But we hope that receiving the kit now will help you be ready when the day comes. And when it does, the new player experience will look something like this. Now, see, to me, that makes sense. It's like, get it there. It doesn't take up much room. Cool. Leave it on the shelf. Who knows who's open or who has what interest in what, county, city, state, country. You don't want to say, oh, it's all clear. Let's get them printed, get them warehouse, get them split up, get them WPN allocated, then get them, shipped. 3 months later, they'll finally be able to bring new people into the game. I do agree with them sending it out now. It does make sense. So, number 1, teach new players how to play with an Arena Starter Kit demo pack. Yeah, that Arena. The digital one. You're supposed to, in your store selling paper cards and trying to get people to come to F&M, immediately in this welcome kit, promote Arena. Now, I would not build a deck in paper until I had tested it on X-Mage, which was the only thing you could play on for free at the time. Arena is pretty free adjacent. I mean, I'd hate to jump in, you know, like right now with no cards with like, what, 8 or 9 sets legal. But the tutorial is pretty great, and the starter decks are like, all right. So, and plus you can pick up one Planeswalker deck and just get it in Arena, and then play a couple things, get the dailies, run the tutorial thing, and get, you know, enough wild cards to build like one deck of what you want. But yeah, I think they realize that people are like, I'm not going to invest in these cards. I'm not going to wait to get them shipped in the mail. I'm not going to run to the store to pick them up. I'm not going to buy sleeve them, and test them, and then be like, this deck's a disaster. I don't like it. I'm not playing with it. And plus, there's only like, what, you know, 14, 15, 16 FNMs between every set release, after which point you have to change your deck, potentially. Bringing a bad deck to 1 or 2 of them, boy, that starts to get, you know, a high percentage. And then playing casual with your friends, you know, nobody likes playing against a malfunctioning deck, beating it 15 times in a row, and then they like try to tweak it and then still lose, tweak it, still lose. Save that for digital. It's a lot faster. I mean, even the shuffling and stuff. Plus, your shuffling physically is probably not as random as digital, even though we know the shuffler on Arena is a crooked pile of crap. And by we know, I mean somebody literally tracked over 1 million games and found out that the shuffler is crooked by about 3 or 4%. It groups cards. That has been proven. That is a fact. It is not a suspicion. It is not a conspiracy. It is a proven fact backed up by statistics on a large scale. So all of you shuffle deniers, or whatever you dumbasses are called these days, get a clue. So anyway, yeah, I think sending them to Arena isn't the worst thing in the world. That's why I said I'm kind of on the fence about this one. We all know store owners, when Arena launched, they lost some F&M people because they're just like, why should I leave? Why should I go there for 6 hours? Why, you know, I could play at my own pace. I could get up, I could pause, I could do stuff. I could be, well, we all know how slow people on Arena play, so I'll say cooking while vacuuming while playing Magic. And occasionally every 40 seconds you might click on the mouse and do something. You know, some people got like little kids they gotta look after and stuff, like, you know, it makes sense. So they already lost people to digital. You know, why are you asking the store to be like, here, go send them to Arena when they're in your store asking about playing Magic? Like, I know some store owners that's going to rub the wrong way. So like I said, I see both sides of it. I see, hey, Arena's a benefit. You can get good at the game real quick. You can learn it. You're more likely to stick with it. And yeah, some people are going to drop paper, but I think overall it would be a net good. Now, if they don't play Arena for free, that's money coming to their pocket. They only have so much money. That's less to spend at the store. There are actual, you know, side effects to this. But usually when people first get into Magic, they get way into it. You know, it's like when I played D&D, I joined like 3 different groups. I'm like, hey, this game's awesome. I want to play D&D every day. I'm signing up for everything. Let's go. So if they really hit Arena hard, they're going to get, you know, some serious free packs, you know, some free wild cards, you know, just saying. So I think it's a net good, but just barely, and not in all cases. So I can see why some store owners took issue with the whole, hey, we're replacing welcome decks with this thing that sends them to our digital platform. Bye. Hope you didn't ever want to see some of them again. So their justification for this is when a new player is interested in learning Magic, offer to teach them with an Arena starter kit. And then they say some regions will receive different demo decks based on Arena availability. Yeah, some countries it's like illegal to run Arena. Very strange. Anyway, Arena starter kits have been carefully developed using up-to-date research about what aspects of Magic are most likely to appeal to a new player. And that's true, they do kind of force you into playing all the colors, which is just like functionally hard to do in you know, paper. As they say, they offer a more compelling first play experience than welcome decks while remaining simple enough for new players to understand. Where welcome decks focused on simplicity, Arena starter kits show off more of what makes Magic the deepest strategy card game there is. Interesting synergies and juicy combos that are satisfying to pull off, and start diving into how customizable and complex your decks can become, and then still lose to Tier 1. Because the power creep of Standard has reached Mark Rosewater levels. They don't actually say that, but it's, you know, you read between the lines. Now this is weird. It says, if somebody brought the new player to your store, then they should play against each other with the Arena starter kit. So, like, on Arena, like, somebody just knows their friend code off the top of their head? Okay, I mean, maybe it's, you know, took a shot of in their phone or something, but our research shows that 81% of engaged players started playing Magic with friends or family. Oh, I had heard 80 to 90. I think in the first take of this video, which was terrible, and I deleted it, I had mentioned that. So I was right. Take my word for it. It makes sense that new players should get started that way in your store too. So they are recognizing it's the person-to-person teaching them the game. It's not just, oh, I'm going to pick up this game all on my own and let, you know, some digital AI teach me. So the next section is reward the new player with a welcome booster and their friend with a bring a friend promo card. Once the new player has played their first game with the demo deck, reward them with a welcome booster. So what do they mean demo deck? Is it purely digital or is it not? Because it's called an arena starter kit. They really are being vague about the contents of this thing, that they're like, hey, we're switching to this, here's what you need to know about it, and then don't tell you anything you need to know about it. But I assume what they mean is they left your store and went home and then played against their human friend that got them interested, and then do some AI crap in the tutorial and, you know, the initial tree challenge, you know, whatever. Play against Sparky, basically. Then when they come back and assure you that that's what they did, because they're totally coming back, then you'll reward them with a welcome booster. Inside every welcome booster are 10 cards, including powerful rares, so they're just printing off unlimited amounts of these rares, devaluing them to hell and back. Again. I guess they didn't notice what happened last time they did that. So, it's 10 cards, including powerful rares, beautiful art, and even a planeswalker. Hello. All 5 colors are represented, as well as features associated with different formats, such as legendary creatures for Commander. But still not a playable deck, and unless they're playing 5 colors, they literally can't use 80% of the cards, so that's nice. So here are the 10 cards found in every Core Set 2021 welcome booster. It's 1 Plains, which, oh boy. And then they covered the title. It's Chandra's something. I'm going to say Magma Hound or whatever that is. Demon of L something. Commander's something. I can't believe that this is how they're presenting the cards. Niv Mizzet Perun, which is about to cycle out. Something of Imagination. Something and then just something. It's completely cut off. I kid you not, that's how they're presenting the cards. Anyway, they also include informational cards that will guide the new player to potential next steps on their Magic journey. The 10 cards found in the welcome boosters are hand-selected by Magic's design studio, and they'll be refreshed with each new standard set to keep the cards relevant. In certain regions, they also include a code, and I'm so tired I read that it's cookie. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Can you do that in America? No, it says code, for Magic Arena that redeems for an introductory deck. Don't you already get like 3 to 5 of those just for signing up for Arena? So that's weird. And then it says next provide the player who brought them with the Bring a Friend promo, since so many engaged players start playing with friends and family, we want to encourage them to bring their friends. So yeah, you dangle a really valuable reward for their face. It makes sense. They didn't say what the card is, of course. You know, because that'd be way too easy. But yeah, I mean, you got to motivate them other than just, hey, you think your friends should enjoy your thing too, and you know, your hobby and whatever. Now it's like, hey, and you get a card. I think we're going to have people cheesing the whole system and bringing in people who have no interest in playing just to get the promo if it's good enough, but, whatever. Still a lot of effort to go through for 1 card. And then the number 3 header is guide the new player through difficult ways to play and recommend products. So this is kind of, it wouldn't be a surprise to you guys, and it would be even less of a surprise to people who run stores. It's like, you should recommend them this, and this is the most accessible, and you should give them the Planeswalker deck. Like, duh. So I'll skip it, and then the 4th header is invite them to an event in-store or digitally. That's right, invite them to a digital event that you make nothing on. Then again, they do have the F&M at home thing. That's kind of cool. Still, I mean, a lot of stores aren't doing that because of the logistics and the difficulty versus the, oh, look, we made $70 on 7 people signing up for $10. And like the effort and the staff time to hand out the codes and stuff, it's, wow, it is really something. It was interesting. It was a good shot. It's just most people didn't bother. But yeah, you're supposed to invite them to an event in-store or digitally. So they say, finally, invite your new player back to an appropriately skilled event. Oh, so they're aware that standard constructed F&M is an absolute shit-tacular shitstorm. I mean, and what would be lower powered for an appropriately skilled event? You actually need a lot of skill in the game to play sealed. You probably need even more skill to run draft, honestly. It should almost just say invite them to not an event, like any day that you're not holding competitive play, because tier 1 net decking douchebags are going to ruin it and drive them out of the game. They're going to see the broken degenerate turn 4 power level or, counter everything, board wipe every other turn, just shit show that standard is right now, and immediately quit the game and never come back. So naturally, obviously the end of that sentence is invite your new players back to an appropriately skilled event, such as casual F&M, no such thing, or pre-release if they just learned to play. I kid you not, that is what that says. I mean, I put in like 30 minutes of careful thought, math, careful balance, card reading, everything to go into a pre-release deck. And I've been to like 30 to 50 pre-releases. And then they say, oh, or Commander Knights. You know, if you put up even one pack as a prize, you got that turn 2 douchebag with their $10,000 deck ruining everybody's good time, because they don't care if 30 people all see them coming and go, oh, look who's here again. We hate you. You're awful. I hope you drop dead and I refuse to play against you. And they're just like, yeah, but packs though. And then they just show up and get packs. And then usually the store owner doesn't do shit about it. You know, because they spent the most at the store, so they get to piss everyone off and get out of jail free card. I wouldn't invite them to Commander Night, no. Some stores are run properly, it's just that hasn't been my experience. So if you're limiting or opting out of in-store play, this is the opportunity to introduce new players to your online community, which we all know doesn't exist. Let them get to know the rest of your store's players online, so they'll have a network to play with in-store when you're able to host. I mean, they did have Discord server templates that people could like load and stuff. It was just a lot of effort to do this F&M at home thing that was making next to nothing. And honestly, I'd say like a third of the people at my latest store that I was going to are dicks, so why would I want to play against them? I guess playing in the random, stuff on Arena, 100% of the players are dicks. So, whatever. What they really should do is fix the game, then invite people to play the game. I mean, that really does seem like the more logical order. Right now, I mean, the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression? Yeah, I wouldn't introduce somebody to play the game. I would make any excuse possible for the next 3 months. You would have to be out of your damn mind to show them, Arena or Standard Constructed, this is the same thing, right now. They will deem this the worst designed card game ever and never come back. I have heard the stories, trust me. So that's about it for this article. I mean, what do you guys think? Like I said, it's very controversial to have, instead of just a welcome deck, here's paper, come play on Friday, yay! You go to, hey, come back once you've done the tutorial on Arena, bye, which is kind of what this sounds like. Like, once again, I said I don't know what the terms are referring to are. Like, do you even get a paper deck anymore? It sounds like you just get a welcome booster. I mean, it would be nice if you get a welcome booster and a digital deck and a paper deck. That would be nice, but it really sounds like you don't. And they even specifically instructed you to go tell them to play against their friend on Arena and then come back and you'll give them the welcome pack or the rest of the Arena starter kit. This is all so whack. I just really could see why some store owners read this and were like, this is some bullshit. I am not doing this. I'm going to sell the codes on eBay. Screw you, Wizards. And other people are like, no, let's, just get them into Magic however we can, whatever, Everyone at F&M prefers paper play, but they all play on Arena, so why should this be any different? And Arena can teach them better, and whatever. If X% of them don't come back, okay. And that's why, under normal circumstances, all that would be logical and great and work. But right now, like I said, Standard is so bad, so unfriendly to like existing players, returning players especially. Oh my gosh, have I heard the comments. A lot of comments in the comments section. I haven't played in 3 years. I haven't played in 5 years. I came back and thought that this card somebody showed me was a joke. I thought they photoshopped it. But it's a real card. What the hell happened to the power level? Like, I've seen 100 or so comments like that. And then, the new people, they're like, oh, I built a deck where, like, some of the elves do something together, and then they just get bombed by Torbrand. Yeah, Cavalcade, no matter how you block, no matter how many creatures you have in play, you can't stop the damage, and it's all tripled and you lose. Oh, what deck is good against this? What counteracts this? Nothing. Wow, I'm going to continue to play this card game. Okay, they're playing white, black, blue, and every single last thing that I brought into play, they blew up, and every single spell that I cared about, they countered. Is there a deck that does that? Control seems like the best way to run. Oh, no, there isn't. You have to build it that way. We've reached peak control. Nothing else competes with that deck. Wow, what a well-balanced, well-designed game. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm going to go play literally anything else. I mean, can you imagine any other reaction right now to Standard Constructed from, like, a new person? I can't even conceive of a different reaction to that. And they have no baseline. They have no idea what to expect. But I almost quit Magic after the first week that I went to F&M. I had been playing for about 3 weeks, and my friend George said, hey, go to F&M. Build something, you probably won't win. And I'm like, yeah, my skill level, I probably won't win. But, I'm a pretty quick study. I've got the game down, and I've got what I think is a pretty good synergistic power deck. I beat him a couple times with it. Cool, let's go. And then not only did my last opponent in the 5th round cheat against me, and I caught him, but my first 3 opponents were all running Boros Minotaurs, which was like a turn 4, turn 5 win. Didn't even get to play my deck. Lost in about 5 minutes and had to sit there for 45 minutes waiting for slow-playing douchebags to finish their non-Boros Rush decks. I was like, this is some actual bullshit, and everybody's playing the same deck. What a poorly designed, poorly run game. I no longer have any interest in this whatsoever. And I actually stopped going for a while, and then I came back to an ultra power deck, and I'm like, well, I think this can beat even the people at F&M, and then rotation had happened because I started playing right before rotation. So my friend George said, well, the power level dropped because that whole deck cycled out. And I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And then I started getting some wins and I got better and built better decks. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I stuck with it. But I almost quit. And that was Return to Ravnica era, like M13, M14. So I know what it's like to show up and just be like, oh, I thought the game was one thing. I thought, it was a fun, interesting, creative, deck building thing where you got a good, solid power deck and you had a chance of winning with it, instead of just, oh, everybody copies this deck off the internet and everybody plays with it and just mirror matches and everybody hates the game and has a miserable time. And it's 10 times worse now. Plus the power level's astronomical, and all the shit you have to mentally track, it's just, why the hell would you introduce a new player to the game right now? I wouldn't. Why they're even trying to do anything right now other than fix the game, it's just stupid. I would have put zero effort into this bullshit and all of the effort into fixing standard. I mean, you don't drop 10 grand on marketing for a car dealership if all your cars are shit. Then the people show up and they're like, what the hell is this? And they leave. You gotta get your priorities straight, Wizards. You have to fix standard. 70 to 80% of the experienced players who follow Wizards of the Coast on social media, that's how into Magic they are, have said that they are uncomfortable with the power level being too high now. I can only imagine what a new player would think of it. So yeah, what an absolute joke. I'm still, like I said, I'm very on the fence about the whole arena tie-in with a physical store thing. I think it's kind of a slap in the face after they also did Secret Lair and cut the stores out of it. Plus all the closures due to lack of income from COVID. I mean, this is just one thing after another after another. Some store owners are exploding on Wizards Online, telling them they're never going to sell their products again, telling them to go to hell. I wish I would have kept some screenshots. So to say this is controversial and some store owners aren't taking it very well and are venting their frustrations at Wizards would be a gigantic understatement. And then you've got some of the more wiser, experienced players saying, I don't care what you do for the welcome kit, I'm not bringing any of my friends into this shit show right now. People are saying, I'm quitting F&M, I'm quitting Arena, I uninstalled the game, I haven't logged in a month because standard, it's not fun and I don't enjoy it. So you got the store owners kind of boycotting this, you got the players boycotting this. This is gonna flop. This whole new welcome deck thing, they're gonna sit on the shelves getting dust because this is not the time to launch this. So anyway, that's the latest from Wizards of the Coast. That's their master scheme here to change the new player experience. What do you guys think of it? Should they completely cut out digital and just let it be word of mouth at F&M? Or do you think it's smart and it's just going to encourage people to get more into the game, play more, and build more decks? I mean, I could see both sides. I think it'll be true for some people one way or the other. It's just overall, what do you think? Do you think it's overall a good idea or not? I'd lean slightly towards sure, do it this way, but not much. We had 55% here, people. So anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next video.